Thank you. Okay, next up we got Alright, so is that everybody?
As far as I know.
It's looking like it's everybody, I think.
Cool, thank you. You guys can start meandering that way and just follow it between the tents and the pavilions. Dan, you can lead them, I guess. That'd be cool. Make sure you got your jackets and stuff with you, because it's going to cool off.
I enjoy working with the Key Club. My wife is an advisor for the Key Club and for the Pt.l Tecate Club. I do this because I thought it was an excellent project to do with the high schools. I also wanted to go up to the rose float decorating and see it myself. So that's the reason I started doing that, and getting together with the superintendent at the time, Patrick Judd. He was accommodating to get a bus for us free, and so we put together the kids from the high school, and then we started getting kids from other high schools to make this an actual division project.
Who's here basically for the first time? Everybody, okay.
You're the guy that's doing it.
Are you starting with me?
Yeah.
Well, don't. Watch yourself. First thing I need for you to do is pay attention. You can't pay attention out here. We're going to have problems paying attention inside. So the first thing I need for you to do is turn off your cell phone and put them on vibrate. Cannot use your phone inside the building, iPods or anything in your ear while you're working in the building for security reasons.
Once the orientation concluded, many of our kids immediately started being assigned various tasks, including several kids who were assigned trash detail, something normally not considered too glamorous. But I will tell you, our kids were very positive about it, and probably were some of the busiest kids that worked the entire shift.
When we first started this project, we didn't know all the ins and outs about when they do certain things, like putting in fresh flowers. That's the last 3 days of the float decorating process.
Up there, young man. Watch your feet down below. The stuff, you have flowers below you.
No, you can just don't dangle back and forth, okay?
Whatever you do, people, don't overreach. Don't overreach.
And watching them work all day, the looks on their faces, their enthusiasm, they came together as a group with one thing in their minds, to put together a float. And watching them work side by side with each other and taking directions from what they had to do. Everything is very specific in here. There is certain glues they have to use for certain flowers. They have to cut them in a certain way. They can take one flower and clip it apart and have nothing left but the little stub. And they all have to be in a certain area. Everything is very constructed. And watching them do that, these kids that have probably, some of them never even seen a flower before that close, knowing how many parts it has. It was just the look on their face, the intensity that they have on their faces. It was just mesmerizing to me.
I'm truly amazed every time I'm involved in any event with these young people, the teenagers. Their enthusiasm, their excitement, their energy, just to do some of these events with them, specifically this rose float decorating. I know it's an awfully long day, it's a long bus ride up there, and they were very excited, very apprehensive about working. Many of these children, young people, have never held a job before, and they're being asked for the very first time to go out of their home or come out of their home and work for a day for someone else, taking direction, doing some task that they've never done before, they have no knowledge of, and suddenly now they're receiving direction, they're implementing the direction, and they actually smile and they're having fun, and their excitement is contagious. As an adult with not an eighth of the energy that these kids have, they just truly excite me, and just to see their enthusiasm and to see their productivity. And then when their accomplishments, when they finish the job, they truly have things done that they're proud of. When you look up in the air and they're on scaffolding 10, 15, 18 feet above the floor, above the ground, and they're reaching over, they're poking holes in things and they're pushing flowers in them, or they're sitting in a chair where they're cutting stems off of the buds of the flowers, and they're turning the flowers upside down and putting glue, and it's an assembly line process where they're putting glue on the back side so these can be handed up to the person that's on the scaffolding up above the floor level, and they're then pasting them on the rose floats and the different floats that they're working on. It's just truly amazing, and I'm really proud of these kids. They've really accomplished a great deal. They've worked very long, very hard, and at the end of the day, they are very exhausted. I know they're exhausted, and I know that I'm very exhausted just seeing all the work that's done. But it's truly rewarding, it's truly fulfilling, self-satisfying that you're able to build something out of just raw materials, and it's truly rewarding.
The amount of flowers is incredible. You get maybe 100 flowers in a single square foot, and they're all put on vertical with a special glue called the Oasis. And it's so strong, and those flowers are so delicate. It's really a striking effect when it goes down the main street on New Year's Day.
Watching this on your television on New Year's morning, you have no idea of the intricacy, and you cannot possibly tell the amount of detail until you go and see these huge mammoth floats. Some of them are huge. Our Kiwanis float was about 40 feet long, which is considered a very small float.